Hi everybody, I'm back. This week's video is about a question I was asked on my last one, and it's a very common question. I get asked it all the time, especially if it's somebody that's just now learning about Tourette syndrome. And I was asked how my Tourettes are when I drive, or if I tic while I'm driving. The basic answer is yes, I do tic when I'm in the car. I do it a little more often than I would like. But for all my family and friends that are watching and probably concerned now, I promise I never drive if I'm ticking too much or if I think it's going to cause an accident or cause harm to me or somebody else. My husband will usually drive me if I feel like I can't do it. If I'm having a really stressful morning, or if I'm really excited about something, or just a bad morning and I'm taking a lot before I leave, I'll either just stay home, which I try my hardest not to do because I hate when I have to stay home because of my Tourette's, or I ask my husband to drive me to work or to wherever it is that I need to go, like I said earlier. Because he gets very concerned about me driving as well if my tics are bad, because obviously he doesn't want me to get hurt or anybody else. But while I drive, the way I tic, for me, anything that I'm using, like a body part that I'm using, like for example, like when I write, I tic with my hand. When I'm typing, I tic with my hand. When I'm walking, I tic with my feet, and so on and so forth. Um, when I drive, I tic a lot with my eyes, my hands, and my feet. Well, I don't tic a lot, but those are the things I usually use. Mainly my feet and my eyes, so. Or I tic with my stomach, like you guys see a lot in this video. Speaking of, just like that tic, that's kind of what I do in the car. Now, most people with Tourette syndrome, we can hold our tics. It's complicated. We can slightly hold our tics in, but eventually they will come out. And so while I drive, if I feel the urge that I'm going to have to tic, I try to wait until I get to a stoplight or I get to a stop sign or a stop of some sort, and then I let myself release the tics that my brain and my body needs to do so that I can feel the release of them. That doesn't mean that I don't feel the urge to do it the rest of the way to wherever it is that I'm going, but for the most part, I try to control it as best I can. So obviously, so that I don't get in an accident or hurt anybody else. The way I tic in the car, I tic with my breathing, and probably the most painful, one of the most painful tics I have is when I'm in the car driving or just as a passenger. I take my foot and I twist it over like to the side of the ankle, and I kind of like push down really, really hard until my brain and my body tells me that I did it the way I needed to do, and it has the feeling that it needs to feel. It's extremely, extremely painful, and I am a little afraid that I'm going to hurt myself one day. But I can't help it. I have to do it with each foot. I have to twist each foot to, like if I'm using my right foot, I twist it to the right. If I use my left foot, I twist it to the left. But at the same time, sometimes I have to go in both directions with each foot before it feels okay. Now, a lot of the times when I do that in the car, red lights and stop signs only last so long, so I don't get to feel the completion of the tic, and it's a lot of stress that gets built up in your body, because no matter how much you can hold it, which for me personally, I can only hold a tic in for a few minutes max. And if I'm trying to do it even more than that, you can feel the pressure almost building up in your body, and you can feel the stress building up in your body because your body is needing to do something so badly and you're not letting it. And unfortunately, that's the only way that I can explain that. But I only drive about 15-20 minutes to work, and I have a lot of stoplights that I can go to, so I do let it out a lot at those stoplights. But that's not to say that I tic every morning. I actually hardly ever tic in the car when I'm the driver because I'm so concentrated on the road. When I'm the passenger, I do the tic with my ankles into the floor a lot, and I've been doing it a lot more just walking in general, and my ankles are hurting a lot pretty much every day now. But unfortunately, that's just what comes with Tourette's. But so to answer your question, yes, I do tic while I drive. No, I don't let myself drive if I think I'm going to hurt somebody or if I think it's going to cause an accident of some sort. I have other people to bring me places if I absolutely need to, or I just stay home and I don't go anywhere. And that's about it, I guess. I think a lot of people probably, or most people with Tourette syndrome, can drive perfectly fine. 99% of the time, I'm not taking when I drive. So it's really not that difficult of a task for me, especially with me because I have a very mild case. Those with a much higher strung case of Tourette syndrome might not be able to drive. And so that's why it's so important for us to get the word out about Tourette syndrome, and so that one day we can have a cure. So even those with a higher function, or a much worse case than I have, can do everyday things like they want to do, like everybody else can. But that's pretty much all I have for you today. I'm sorry it's been so long again. I will try to get back on track with these videos, but if I don't make another one before Christmas, I hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas or a very Merry holiday, whatever it is that you're celebrating. And if you have any questions for me, please feel free to leave them below in the comments, or please feel free to email me. I'm always open to answer back emails. Sometimes it might be a while before I answer you back, so I do apologize. But please ask any questions you may have, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my page. Thank you.